month of the year. Yay! So while we're waiting on people to join, I'm going to do the obligatory reminders to go to my website, coopedup.com. So I post stuff infrequently, but it's where I post stuff. You can sign up for my email there. And if you're on Instagram, follow me at I'm Cooped Up. I post things there that I don't post here sometimes. And then you're on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube also, because I broadcast this on YouTube as well, there's a little bell or reminder or something somewhere, I don't know where, that you can click it and it will remind you anytime I go live or say that I'm going live or whatever. To be a super fan, you might want to click on that too. So, alrighty, hey mama, good to see you. Always the first to join. I always appreciate that. So, it is December. 46 years ago, this month, I came into the world. My mother was very, very pregnant right now, 46 years ago. And so December 14th is my birthday. We are less than 2 weeks out from it. A very exciting time for me. It's all my favorite things. It's Christmas time, decorating. Here in Texas, it's a little chilly, but I actually like a little chilly. I don't like cold. I'll get to that in a minute. And my birthday is coming up. Although I do not envy any friends or any family members who buy me gifts for my birthday and for Christmas, because I'm hard enough to buy for as it is. I cannot imagine having to think of two things to send me 11 days apart. That's why I do a Christmas list. Actually, people make fun of me for it, but I legit will throughout the year remember things and be like, oh, that'd be good for my Christmas list or my wish list, I guess you could call it. And I'm constantly putting stuff on my wish list so that when people are like, what do you want? I'm like, okay, well, here's a list. Like I've thought of it and I'm not just like, I don't know. I also don't like practical gifts very much. So unless I specifically ask for it, I do not want. Todd bought me drapes one year and did not land very well for me. So, hey, Monica Fide, not Monica, my sister. And Eric is here. Yay, you're here. I was thinking about you earlier. I saw a lot of pictures earlier, and my sister does the same with her list. The other Monica does the same with the list. Always keeps a running list. I do it for the kids too. I use an app in my phone called Google Keep, and it syncs with my email and all that stuff. And I keep that, and I just keep random notes. I keep measurements on it. I keep how many windows a room has in case I'm looking for something. How much, all kinds of just random things. It's kind of my jot pad, so that I'm not constant. Otherwise, I end up with cards everywhere like that. But I do. I keep a list, and I do it also for the kids stuff because if I hear them, everyone's like, "What do the kids want? What do the kids want?" I beats the fuck out of me, and I'm not going to tell you because I don't know myself. You're not going to steal my gift ideas. And so at least this helps me keep a running list of things that I think that they want and need because it is getting harder as they're getting older because it is gearing more towards expensive electronics, in-app kind of things, and just straight up money. Like they want money. So David reminds him he needs to go get some Pinot Grigio. I got my OGP, my Olive Garden pour here of some Sauvignon Blanc. Crystal is saying Frey is 30% off. Here's my issue with Frey. I haven't been able to try it yet. I ordered the sample set and it has not arrived yet. And they're like, oh, we're running behind. We've got some distribution issues, all that kind of stuff. I don't know when I'm going to get it. So 30% off is worthless to me at this point because I got the same thing. By the way, have you gotten 653 million emails in the last, since Thursday or Friday, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week, any store that I have taken a passing glance at is sending me emails. My inbox is like exploding to the point where I'm missing legitimate emails. I'm getting so many. But I've also gotten some cool things. Todd knows this because he told me to buy it. But there's this thing called Solo Stove, and it is like this smoke-free fire pit kind of thing. I don't know how to best explain it, but they're having a big buy one get one sale. So I bought something that was probably the most exciting thing I bought so far. I got another air fryer for to put in the RV. To the point where they're sold out. Actually, someone was it Carrie? I think Carrie yesterday was texting me about the air fryer, and Target sold out of them already. I take full credit for that. And yes, the emails are insane, Sandy is saying. And then I have on my phone, I have all the notifications turned off, but I can't imagine the number of I show you that, and I've got an Amazon notification because it's telling me it's delivered. I have that on, but like I have all the marketing things turned off for all the different apps. It would just drive me nuts. Bling, bling, bling. It's also every magazine I subscribe to, every newspaper, everything is just giving me notifications. So Crystal is saying that Atlanta was fun and most importantly, COVID free. Missed you all. We did too. We missed you. Glad that you had a good time. I saw you did the Moderna trial, right? I think I remember that. That's the one that it's like super effective now. And I did see here in Dallas, if you're in Dallas, they are seeking COVID trial. There's a blog post about it on one of the companies on hesaidmag.com. If you are, there's certain things that you have to be like work in a kind of a frontline situation. They're trying to get people in underrepresented communities, so Latino, Black, those types of things. And but it's Prism Health North Texas, I believe, who's running it. They're looking for 250 people to do the vaccine trial here in Dallas. I don't remember who it's with. It's the one that's in Oxford. I remember seeing the word Oxford about it. So if that's not Moderna, that's one of the other ones. But they're looking for trial participants. So if you're interested in that, you might look them up. But it's exciting how fast these things are coming along. I will get it. I'm going to tell you, I will get it I'm not going to jump the line. I'm not going to like force myself into some situation if there are frontline people that want it. But if they have a bunch of them and a lot of people don't do it and there's an excess amount and they're like, come get it, I'm going to get it. I would do that. But it is cold here. You see, I have a little cashmere wrap on. This is actually a scarf that my team bought me for Boss's Day or my birthday. I think it was my birthday a couple years ago. It is delicious. It is so soft. It's cashmere. I love it. But it's a really wide scarf, and so I can sometimes wear it like kind of like a pashmina. I'm the butch thing that I am. And it keeps my shoulders warm. And it is cold in my house right now. This morning, I think it was like 26 degrees when I went out to go. I do not like it that cold. That is too cold for me. Took the kids to school, came home, and then I had to walk the dogs. I bundled up like a homeless person under an overpass, y'all. I'm surprised I bet if I go on Nextdoor, they're like, who was the guy walking the poodles down the street? I had on 4 layers. I had, more than 4 layers. I had an undershirt, a long sleeve shirt, a sweatshirt, and then I had my big jacket that has it's a parka kind of jacket with a hood that's got like the fur lining on it, and then a baseball or not a baseball cap, like a skull cap kind of thing that my New York Yankees won, and then the hat pulled up over that. I had my isotoner gloves on. Yeah, I'm that 80s queen who wears isotoner gloves. I love them. They're the best. And they're lined. They're gorgeous. I love them. It's actually the only gloves I ever wear. I always replace them with the exact same thing. They come in the most dated packaging ever. You can't beat an isotoner. And they're not leather. I wear the like kind of canvasy ones that are really kind of stretchy with the leather ribbing on them, like where your fingertips are and the tops of your hands. It's a look. I'm not gonna lie. And I was still so cold. And the dogs are just like, hey, what's up? What's up? What did the dogs wear? They wore their fur. Our dogs are you think this is beyond grooming? This has already been taken care of twice. The dogs have not. The dogs have not been groomed since, when did I groom them last? Maybe May. I think maybe had the mobile groomer come before we went on our first RV trip or something. Yeah. So, and Angela's asking, when's my birthday? It's December 14th. Thank you for remembering, Eric. Cheers. Coming up, 46. Can you believe this is 46 years old? I got ID'd yesterday or 2 days ago. So I went to the Sunday when we got back. I didn't have wine here at the house. And so I ran to the 7-Eleven down the street to just pick up a bottle of wine. Our 7-Eleven is the best. I've talked about it before. It's like a prototype store. It's like crazy. But so I went down there and they ID'd me because I had a mask on, and they're like, well, "Sorry, sir, we can't tell how old you are or how not old you are." And I didn't complain. I was just like, "What? What did you ask? I don't know." Showed him the ID, and he's like, "Eesh, yeah, wow." So maybe I'm young, like from here up. The eye cream is working. Kiehl's nighttime eye cream is working. Let me tell you, that eye cream, I've talked about this before too. That nighttime, overnight eye cream that Kiehl's has, you put that on and you can see 2 days ago. My eyes are so like it pulls so it's almost uncomfortable how tight it pulls my eyes. And I don't know why they don't let you wear it in the daytime. Because I mean, maybe it pulls it tight and it stays, but I wouldn't mind a little tight feeling in the daytime too. Um, so, Angela, I'm so glad I could jump on today. Usually I have to watch after the fact. Glad to have you. Yay. And David saying, I wish I was 46. That picture though, you got good hair in that picture, man. Uh, I used a slightly different product today, and it didn't make my hair looks lighter today, doesn't it? It's not a colored product. It's just straight up whatever it is, but it made my hair look lighter. Maybe all that beach time too. And Carrie loves her isotoners, haha, in the rectangle box with the leather ribbing. Yes, I have the updated with the Tech Grip Index. I need to do that next time. Get the tech finger on it so that I can tippy tap on the phone. You can't beat them. They are warm, but they're not bulky. They're thin, and you can still like do things. You can open a door with them. You know, trying to open a poop bag right now. The isotoners actually help because I can just kind of do this a lot, and the poop bag finally opens. But that is so. It's all about the hair. David says, "Yes, I'm all about that." How do you spell Kiehl's? Jody's asking. It's KIHL''S. I'll send you a link to it. I'll post a link here to it. They have their own store, Kiehl's, and then they also sell it at like Nordstrom's and places like that, or order it direct from them. Never pay full price. They're one of those companies where if you sign up for their email, there's a special going on all the time. And isotoners remind Leslie of her grandma. I'm not gonna lie. This 2020 has been fully realized as the year I turn into a middle-aged white woman. That is the case. We started with Oprah and Celine Dion and the Le Creuset warehouse sale, and then we moved into me kind of experimenting with like scarves and stuff. Yeah, we're there. We're there. By the way, converting. I don't know what the right term is. I have trans friends. I should remember this. But did y'all see that Ellen Page is transitioning to Elliot Page? Ellen Page from Juno and Umbrella Academy and stuff has come out as transgender, is now identifying as him, he, him, his, or his pronouns, and is going to be, as of now, called Elliot. That's interesting. That one kind of struck me out of left field, but it just shows you you do not know what someone else is going through in their mind. You do not know what their battles are. Proud of Elliot Page, though. That is something like I said, I have friends who are, I have many transgender friends. And that is one of those things where I cannot imagine going through that because the transition is messy. At least Elliot has got makeup artists and experience and just power and money and stuff, but a lot of people don't. And especially if you're transitioning from a man into a woman, or you're realizing that you are a woman and you were identified as male prior to that. Trying to remember all the phrases. I may not be getting this right, but y'all know my intentions are good, right? So I cannot imagine that because the first time, I met one of my friends, Jamie. I met her. Fortunately, Jamie was Jamie as a boy and as Jamie as a girl. It's a name that goes either way. But I met Jamie the first time that she was in public. She had dressed up and done all kinds of stuff like in private and stuff. But the first time she came to a luncheon for the Federal Club, which is a big, like the gay mafia here in Dallas. We used to have these luncheons when you could still have lunch together. And this was probably 10 before kids, so that maybe like 15 years ago. It was specifically about transgender issues. There's this activist named Donna Rose who was presenting there, and I met Jamie there that day, and it was the first time that Jamie had come into a public place as female Jamie, and it was a look. Let me just put it that way. She recognizes that too, and she actually is the one who's educated me. Like, it's really hard because you have to do, like, there's a lot of internal work that you have to do on yourself, but then the external stuff is for the whole world to see. Like me being gay, I could just pick and choose who I disclose it to or don't disclose it to, or I mean, it's not a great secret, right? But like for transgender, like the first time you do it, you got to go to the grocery store in women's clothing and with a woman's hairdo and makeup and all that stuff. And to be honest, most men are really shitty at makeup. It's like some booger drag the first time when they do it. And I say this with love, but like it's not. Men think that women are supposed to wear a lot more makeup than women actually wear, right? And then you got the big hands and the bigger face and all that kind of stuff. I do not envy that. Elliot Page hopefully will become. Ellen was already kind of an advocate for LGBTQ plus people, but Elliot, I think, is going to just take it so much further. So, Carrie's saying I haven't looked Ellen Elliott Page up in forever. Well, he was on a fantastic show called The Umbrella Academy. I don't know where The Umbrella Academy is, but it was on, was it Netflix, Amazon? I don't remember. It's a fantastic show. I don't even like superhero shit. Literally, Black Panther is the only kind of superhero shit that I like. But this show was fantastic. Umbrella Academy, look it up. Really, really creative and good. And here's the other cool thing. If you live in Dallas, it is set around the assassination of John F. Kennedy. It's one of the major plot points, is trying to stop the assassination of John F. Kennedy here in Dallas. So it's a lot of old Dallas kind of stuff, landmarks and such. Did I see the early pics of Caitlyn Jenner? Not a good look. I know. And that was like a watershed moment for LGBTQ people too. But whether you like the Kardashians or not, I thought that Caitlyn, and also that has showed, Caitlyn has showed, I did not expect to talk about this as much as I am, but Caitlyn has also showed the internal conflict also, because Caitlyn is a Republican and a pretty conservative person, and I believe was a Trump supporter for a while. I think that she turned on Trump at some point, but so it shows that your identity is not necessarily tied to your other beliefs. And also, here's the other thing. Did you know that, so your sexual orientation is not connected to your sex? What's the right word? I don't know. I'm probably messing this up, and my apologies to anyone if I'm saying the wrong words. You know, my intentions are good, as I always say. But so if you are a man, I have a friend who transitioned from a man to a woman, a man who was attracted to men, because actually most transgender people identify as heterosexual. So he identified as heterosexual, transgender, and changed over to a woman to his proper identity. What do they call it? Gender confirmation surgery now, I think. They don't call it reassignment anymore. It's not gender confirmation surgery, I think. Again, all these things that we got to remember. And so is now a woman who is attracted to women, because he was always, she prior, when she was a he, was attracted to women, still is attracted to women. So now is a lesbian, in addition to being a post-op transgender person. Sorry. The filters in my head are like working overtime. The little gerbil's like, say this, don't say that, say this, don't say that. Sorry. I hope you're learning something here. Didn't mean to talk about that quite as much. So, and Diane is saying the Kiehl's, she uses it every night. It's good stuff. I mean, it pulls so fucking tight on the eyes, though. I always said I could see last week. And Carrie needs an organizational chart. Yes, and Carrie's pretty fucking woke about stuff like this. She helped pioneer all of this, the pronoun shit at her company too, where he, his, him, he, him, his, and all of that if they want to put it in their email signatures and such. So good for you. You're a great advocate, though. But yes, org chart. Sometimes you just got to be like, and people are like, I don't get the need to be politically correct and all that stuff. Here's my take on that. Political correctness, I just call bullshit on that whole phrase, because usually the people who use the word politically correct are using it as a justification for still being a dick, right? Saying things that are insensitive. It's not, I don't think that kind of fumbling your words and not knowing the right things to say or the current things to say or whatever, if your intentions are good, I'm all about intentions. If your intentions are good, I will give you huge swaths of grace, right? Because I know you're coming from a good intention place. Most of the people who are like, I just don't get all this political correctness stuff. I don't know how I'm using that accent, but that's this political correctness stuff. They're using it as a way to say, I want to still do the shit that I was doing before. I want to be a dick still. Like, and that doesn't fly with me. So anyway, something else, totally different subject. Actually, pretty polar opposite subject, quite honestly. Learned something interesting today. How many of y'all have been to the Sistine Chapel? So I have. First of all, it's smaller than you expect it to be. It's still gorgeous. But one of the things, if you go to the Sistine Chapel at the Vatican, which, by the way, the Vatican is the most homosexual place I've ever been in my life. It looks like Liberace and who else? Who else? Someone super gay. I don't know. Got together and decorated the damn place. I've never seen so much dick in my life as I have at the Vatican on the statues and all of that stuff. So I'm going to hell for all of this. But at the Sistine Chapel, one of the things about the Sistine Chapel which is a small, very small section of the Vatican, is hardcore strict, no photos, no videos, no photos, no videos. And they like yell at people. They're like, no photos, no videos. Like, it's really hardcore. So I learned today why that is. So it's not, so most people think, oh, because they don't want flashes to ruin the painting since it was restored in the 1980s or whenever it was. I think it was the 80s, maybe the early 90s, that the restoration, they don't want the flashes to ruin that. Well, you could just say no flash photography, right? The real reason comes down to what? Money, as is most things with the Catholic Church and most organizations. It's that as part of the restoration, they got money from Nippon, I may be saying that wrong, Nippon TV, which is a media company out of Japan. They got $4 million or something to help fund the restoration in exchange for exclusive rights to all photography and videography in the Sistine Chapel. So it comes down to money. It is a contract that this Nippon company is the only ones allowed to have photography and video of it, so they can use it for all of their stuff and also the gift shop and all that kind of stuff. Isn't that interesting? I thought that was it. The contract is, parts of the contract have ended. Supposedly it's only for each section up to a certain number of years later, but they've kept it, probably just because it's just easier to have instead of saying, you can't take a picture of that section. You got to only take a picture of that section. So, and Eric is preach. You're right on about people using the political correctness usually being dicks. Yes. I have never heard someone talk about political correctness in a way that is a positive way, right? And to me, here's the thing. If you want to be called something, if you want to be called a bologna sandwich, I'm gonna fucking call you a bologna sandwich. It's not hurting me at all. And if it makes you feel better about yourself, hey, bologna sandwich, I'm here for you. So, and Monica Fight has been there. So many Catholic issues come down to money. Yeah, there's a lot of movies about that too, right? Did you get started on your Christmas decorations yesterday? I put up a little bit, but then I had to figure out dinner, and that's the thing. Is it's like this mad dash. I'm doing a little bit more today. We'll figure it out. My plan is to have, and also I wanted to do some outside stuff yesterday, And I walked outside and I'm like, it's too fucking cold to do it outside. And I didn't want to fluff a tree last night. And so I kind of hung some garlands and some wreaths and stuff like that. So I'm working on it. My goal is by the end of this week, maybe weekend, to have everything up. I may pay the kids a little extra to help me with it. Give them a little extra fundage, maybe buy them some Roblox or something. I don't know. And yeah, so that is the plan. And here's the thing. I leave them up until like mid-January anyway. Everyone's like, you can't take them down before the Epiphany. I don't fucking know when the Epiphany is. I just know I want to leave them up as long as possible because it's a lot of fucking work. And I'm already behind, like 2 weeks behind because of our big trip and all that stuff, which I don't regret, but still, yeah. This was the first year that I have not decorated prior to Thanksgiving in a million years. Okay. Speaking of Christmas, have y'all seen Dolly's Christmas on the Square? I think it's on Netflix, maybe. I have not seen it, but my friend Chad McCoy, who is as big a Dolly fan as I am, Carrie, Chad is the guy who was paid $1 gazillion to sit in that front row seat to meet Oprah. And I was taking pictures and sending them to him when we were there. That was Chad. He and I love all the same things. He loves Luby's. I love Luby's. He loves Dolly Parton. I love Dolly Parton. He loves Mary Chapin Carpenter, who is a once famous, now kind of obscure country music singer. I adore Mary Chapin Carpenter. Everything she does is gold. Like 90s country women, love all of them. Pam Tillis, all those. He is into them too. So he wants to see Dolly's, or he wants to love Dolly as much as I do. So much grace and all that. He was like, this is bad. Like, this is not even just like goofy bad. It is a bad movie. Breaks my heart. I don't want to do it. And Christine Baranski, who I normally love and stuff, she looks so typecast in this though. Like she's doing it. She's the villain in it, and she's doing everything but like twisting her mustache, which she doesn't have obviously because she's a woman. But like carrying a stack of money around, all that kind of stuff. So, oh, Crystal's saying it's good. Full box of Kleenex. Okay, well, Chad was like, it is not good. And he was like, it's not even like cheeky kind of not good. It is just not good. Are you talking about the Christmas on the Square one? Where I think there's one scene where she's sitting on a cloud and floating on the cloud as part of the scene and stuff, and that the songs are awkward. Anyway, and Carrie's saying, did you see my text last night? So Carrie texts me, and it's fine that you text me late, but you know, I go to bed at like 9:30 and my phone sits in the closet. So I don't see shit until the morning, and it's usually a mad dash at that point. So I did see it. So Mariah Carey has a Christmas special coming to Apple TV Plus. I have all the subscriptions. Cutting the cable does not save you any money because you end up just buying a bunch of other stuff. So and I thought, Sandy's saying I thought the Dolly thing was not good when she first started watching it, but she hung in there and it got better. I did cry at the end. Okay, well, good. Maybe I'll do that. Worst case scenario, it's some Stockholm syndrome and you get into it and you're just like, I made it this far. I'm going to cheer for her. Like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Santa Chronicles is another movie. Is that what it's called? Santa Chronicles with Kurt Russell? That was one that I thought I was not going to like. I adore it. And I actually don't like Christmas. I don't watch any of the Hallmark movies. For some reason, I just don't love Christmas movies. And I really, really don't like movies that are set at Christmas and people think they're Christmas movies, but they're not. Love Actually is a horrible movie. I will go on record. I will have that put on my tombstone. Love Actually is a horrible movie about awful people doing awful things, and it just happens to be set at Christmas time. Well, cheat on your best friend at Christmas time. Yeah, okay. Bessel Whorehouse in Texas, not a Christmas movie. Hard Candy Christmas is not a Christmas. It's a wonderful song. It is not a Christmas song. It is a song about unemployed whores trying to figure out what to do next. That is what Hard Candy Christmas is about. Carrie and I have a whole shtick on this. I'm not going to go too far into that. So, I've never seen Elf. I've seen bits of Elf. I know everyone thinks it's so weird. That's one of those movies where it's been built up so much in my mind that I'm actually afraid to see it because I don't want to sit there like, it's the greatest thing ever. Why does everyone love this so much? I do not know. And then it's called The Christmas Chronicles. That's it. There is a So the first one is Kurt Russell, and then at the end there's a little twist, and it's so good, so good. It's a really, really good movie. I did not want to like it, but I loved it. And there's this Christmas Chronicles. It's the sequel now, and it's supposed to be fantastic also, but also just a full cry movie. Um, you know what my favorite non-Christmas Christmassy kind of movie is? Gremlins. I love the movie Gremlins so much, and it is set at Christmas time. And is that weird? Am I like a weirdo that's the movie that I like? Anyway, um, and Leslie could not get through it. That's what I'm afraid of. Is I'm gonna watch it and be like, what? What was this? And people said that I'm like Elf, and I'm like, what? No, so, and Sandy is saying it was definitely a low budget movie. I think we're talking about Dolly with that one. So, alrighty. Well, I was going to talk about a whole bunch of other things, but I can save those for tomorrow because I'm already over time now, and I don't want to keep y'all too long. Oh no, or maybe not tomorrow, Thursday, because Carrie is going to be here tomorrow. Carrie is making a return appearance after like a month away. Because I think you missed, and then I was gone for 2 Wednesdays. So I think it's like a month that you have not been here, Carrie. And Linda watched The Nightmare Before Christmas. It is a cute. I like that movie too. Maybe I only like the dark Christmas movies. I don't know. And Crystal did not cry at Christmas Chronicles 2. And I cried everything, girl. I don't know. We'll see. I probably will. I cried at Santa at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade the other day. Like I legit had to walk out of the room to get my composure so that my children would not make fun of me, because they do. And I don't know if they've noticed it. So, and Carrie is confirming she will be here tomorrow, talking all things Christmas. I'm going to write that down as part of the caption, talking all things Christmas. Woohoo! Alrighty. So, and Jody, I'm going to post in the caption shortly, I'm going to post a link to the Kiehl's eye cream that I use so that you can get you some too. It's really, really good stuff. I love it. And with that, let me make sure I didn't miss anything, because the comments come in about 20 seconds after let me get that off the screen. About 20 seconds after I talk. So I need to make sure I don't miss anything here. Dolly plays an angel. That's what I heard. That's what I gathered from her sitting on a cloud with her compression gloves over her hands and the fingernails attached. I cannot get past that. I cannot get past that. So, all right. Well, that's all I got today. I will talk to you tomorrow. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I love that you watch this. This is great therapy for me. I really, really appreciate it. It's gotten me through all these days. Yes. I love that you put up with my antics and all this stuff. And with that, I'm going to say bye. Don't shoot yourself to death. Wear a mask if you go out. Stay away from people. And cheers. Love y'all. Bye.